Hey Sagittarius, it's Angela, Grounded Dreamers. It's good to see you. We're gonna do a quick overview, like just a peek into energies for May, okay, for the month of May. I am going to try to increase output now that tax season's behind me. That was it was a tough one this year. There was a lot of things going on, and I was also creating my website and trying to, come into the world with a new face and a new name. So that took some energy. Now I feel like there's this space of where I can sort of breathe a little bit and, move more naturally. And so I think what I'm going to do is try to give more, focused readings to each astro sign. And I'm going to try to do it a couple times a month. We'll see what happens. I do have a busy life, but it's so fun to be here. I love doing these readings. And, anytime that you come upon these videos is the right time for you to receive the message. So don't worry if it says May and then you're hitting it in, July or whatever. It's okay. That's when you were meant to see it. Okay, Sag. So the card that I pulled for you, the Oracle, is healing. This is interesting. This could have a physical connotation for you. It's really, however, when you see the healing energy, when you see this card, what do you feel? Is this, in my spiritual life, I need some healing. In my physical, my mental, my emotional, I need healing in relationships, whatever that is. So for you, the process of healing is what we're going to focus on here right now. Okay. And you could be where you're already, midway through healing something, healing a trauma, healing a relationship that was challenging, or, healing an aspect of yourself. Maybe there's part of you that you want to work on and expand, So let's see what we've got. Your starting point is this card here. Oh, and it's mental. So for some of you, this is your mental wellness. Some of you, this is the way your mind approaches areas of yourself that are unwell, that need some expansion or some tender loving care, right? If we have, say, a relationship that is needing a little bit of attention and needing a little healing. This could be, a parental one, or with your children, or with your lovers, lover, sorry, or, with coworkers or whatever, the healing that takes place starts with the way you approach it mentally, right? This could also mean specifically healing your mental wellness. So because of, look at the way this mind looks, this is a little bit crowded, a little bit on fire, and there's a little bit too much going on. So what we want to do is shift that energy down into the heart space, right? In order to heal it. This is typical of most of us, right? When we get into turmoil or we get into tense situations, our minds go racing. That's just typical. That's one of the ways of being human. One of the natural responses is to try to think our way through it, or, at least, address it from a logical standpoint, whatever that issue is that needs healing. So that's a good starting point. What we want to caution is not to have too much or only all mental energy to face this healing process, because we also need our spiritual, emotional self on board, our heart and our soul. And that's what, I love the way these come out just perfectly. That's what leads us to our next card, is using our intuition, using our inner voice, that gut reaction. This imagery has water. This is depicting our feelings, but also it has these dolphin figures which depict our third eye, our sense of intuition, which we all have. So, and it's kind of cool that, from the mind, we can expand our intuition. Our mind is a very good tool, but if we only use it for logic and intellect, and planning and pros and cons, we're missing out on the full aspect, on the full energy that's on offer to us. So using our intuition, trusting our inner voice, listening to our feelings and being guided by that, that's the inner energy that's supporting you in this. So yes, I have something I need to heal. Let me think my way through all the ways that it can happen, but also trust my instinct, because that's really what's going to carry you forward. In your external world, the combination of mind and intuition, look at that. Oh boy, they go hand in hand. So this card depicts two separate energies or two separate beings, if you want to take that more literally, if this healing is part of a relationship issue for you. This is two separate entities that stand on their own, that have their own full, presence. The pink tree, the yellow tree, they're both clearly identified on their own, but they also are parallel to one another. They're standing close together. They're supported by one another. Their roots go down into from their own trunk, but they're also combining down here, right? The leaves that are yellow and pink, they're also kind of turning orange in the middle because there's support there. This could be your mind and your intuition working in concert together, right? Because this is also an emotion card. This is also a feeling of support, feeling that, my guidance going forward, will always hold. It will always hold me. As you start to heal things, bring it all together and combine the mental and the intuition so that, the healing can take place with all that support. I hope that makes sense. It made perfect sense to me. I hope it makes sense to you. Going forward, the key to moving forward, oh, look at that, is lightheartedness. So yeah, so there's healing to happen. There's healing that needs to occur. We want to approach it from a mental standpoint, from our intuition. We want to make sure we are following our inner guide and that they're both kind of aligned for us, but then also not forgetting our heart and to have fun and to expand our heart as we learn to heal. And if this healing is a process between you and another, then it's reminding you to take time out for fun. Yeah, we could have some issues that we need to work through, but we aren't only those issues. That isn't all of who we are. We also have a playful side. We also have a spirit that needs to be set free and have some fun, right? It's a balance. It's a balancing act here. And then the top card, the overview or the outlook or the outcome, is the Lover's card. I just love this because there's the full healing. You arrive at the heart space where compassion is. Or if this is literally healing a relationship, you come together, you find a way to make this work. It's really tricky to take these steps as far as balancing, mind, body, spirit, balancing all those aspects of yourself as a whole person. And then when you are interacting with another, there's another whole set of mind, body, spirit energies going on with that other being. So the trick, I think, if there's a trick, is to, keep the awareness within your own being, and then always allowing space for the other to have their own interpretations and their own approaches as well. And then finding that common ground between you. Now, if this isn't for you particularly, Sagittarius, if this isn't, the healing does not spark the thought of another person for you, if you feel this is an internal healing, your mental wellness or something that's literally physical, still you use that inner guide. You use your logic and your planning and your organized mind along with your intuition, along with that insight that's always present. And then let them work in concert, let them work together so that you can move your way through, right? It's really kind of getting that groundedness, getting that trust in place, that faith that I will move through this keep my sensibilities, keep my wits about me, stay tuned to my intuition, stay tuned to what I feel pulled toward in each step of my healing journey, and move toward that. And then remember, don't forget to take time out to just have fun, rest, play, sing, dance, whatever. Don't forget to, fill that bucket as well, because for all of us, we have, all these areas, all these buckets of energy. And sometimes we get a little too loaded down with one. Like sometimes our mental, viewpoints or the way we approach things mentally is just all we rely on. And then we're leaving these other aspects of ourselves, these other buckets, empty or dormant until, we want to start feeling again or whatever. So what this spread is kind of telling us is to maintain the balance, make sure we're still aware of all the different aspects of ourselves as we move through whatever this situation is that requires our healing. And then, that fun leads to that heart-centered feeling again. So always have that, always have that awareness with you that I'm heading back toward this, right? Yeah, things got broken for a minute. They got a little difficult, but moving back toward that with all of my buckets on board, right? Could you imagine everybody walking around with all these full buckets? You kind of sloshing the water around, but we do need to stay attuned to all the aspects of ourselves as human beings. And that's what helps us ease our way. That's what helps that path, be a little easier as we move through our lives. It's not the matter of avoiding circumstances that need healing. We can't. We must experience some tragedies and some traumas and some difficulties in order to rebuild and in order to sort of shore up, all those aspects of ourselves to move forward. It kind of happens, those things happen for us in order to be able to grow and become more solid. Okay. All right, Sag, that's it. Until next time, I hope you enjoy the first part of your May, and I'll see you in a little bit.